Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn French with Anubhav. If you have already subscribed to my channel, press the bell icon to get the latest updates. In today's class, we are continuing with CBSE Class 10 French Exam 2022-23 batch revision. And today's topic that we are going to discuss is négation or negation. Okay, so now if you have seen the sample paper, you must have noticed that there's a question, répondez aux questions suivantes au négatif. So you have questions, right? And then you need to reply to them in negative form, that is by using negation. Now that question had negative expressions and basic negation as well. Hence, in today's video, we are going to discuss both basic negation and the negative expressions. Okay. And all my other videos, revision videos for CBSE Class 10 French Exam 2022-23 batch are present in the playlist. The link to that playlist has been provided in the description box below. You must check that out. So, first we are going to talk about the basic negation in French. Negation is what? Converting an affirmative sentence into a negative one. That's negation. And how do we do that? We have the subject, then we have the verb, and then we have the rest of the sentence, right? So on the basic negation, we add na here and then pa here. Okay, this na will become an apostrophe if the verb begins with a vowel. Okay, right. Now this is the case when there is just one verb in the sentence, right? But we do have such tenses in which there are two verbs, right? For example, passé composé, there is an auxiliary verb as well. So in the tenses where we have the auxiliary verb, say passé composé, futur antérieur, presque parfait, what do we do in those? In those, we will do in this way. See, passé composé, futur antérieur, I'm writing in short form, presque parfait, etc. Subject plus na plus auxiliary verb, okay, plus pa plus past participle followed by the agreement if required. Okay, wait, participle, right? Subject plus na plus auxiliary verb plus pa plus past participle followed by an agreement if required, and then the rest of the sentence, right? How do we do in futur proche? In futur proche, we will do in this way: subject plus na plus present tense conjugation of alle plus pa plus the infinitive. In futur proche, what's the format? Subject plus present tense conjugation of alle, then infinitive, right? Similarly, in passé récent, subject plus na plus venir, present tense conjugation, right? Plus par plus de, the plus the infinitive, and this de will become the apostrophe in case the verb begins with a vowel, right? So, and talking about tenses like present conditional, or you have imparfait, so they will be following simply this one because they just have one verb involved, right? Futur sample in this way only. Okay, so this was negation, the format of negation with varying tenses, right? What if there are pronouns as well in this? Then what to do? Now in pronouns, what pronouns we can get? We can get complément d'objet direct, we can get complément d'objet indirect, we can get e, we can get en, we can get reflexive pronouns in case of pronominal verbs and in general as well. For example, tu m'as dit, you said to me, So that's in general reflexive pronoun, right? So what to do in this case? In this case, all these pronouns will be accommodated after n and before the verb. Okay, in this case, after n before the auxiliary verb. Fine. For example, subject plus, okay, let's do this only. Tumadi. Fine, simply tumadi. Let's convert the same sentence into negative. It's not like a question, simply tumadi. Tunamadi pa. Okay. Right. And of course, in case of tenses in which the pronoun comes before the main verb, for example, futuprosh, there the pronoun will come after before the main verb only, right? Which is here before the infinitive. Okay. So yeah, let's rub it off now. We are just retaining this much because there are a few more things that I want to discuss under the same topic. Right. So we have discussed about the format with the different tenses. We have also discussed about the placement of the pronouns, though like pronoun thing won't be there as such, I believe, because pronoun personnel is going to be a separate question, right? So I don't think that it will be mixed with negation in your exam, but still I felt like discussing that. Okay, why to leave this topic untouched, right? So it's better to discuss it. Right, pronouns we have discussed. Perfect. For example, one more thing, like there are two verbs. Like in present tense, we get to see, no? For example, j'aime manger. Right, j'aime manger. It's not any tense as such. It's simply present tense, but there are two verbs together. So, in what to do in this case? In this case, like the helping verb will be having the ne and pas thing, right? For example, je n'aime pas manger. Okay, simple. Just the way we are doing for futur proche and passé récent, the same way we are going to do in this case as well. Right. Now, one more thing to be discussed: indefinite article, yunde, partitive articles, and you can even talk about contracted articles with due, with the. Okay, well, these two are more or less the same. It's just that application is slightly different, but they are pretty much the same. Due, the L apostrophe, D, right? So these will change to DE or D apostrophe, irrespective of the noun followed by it, whether it's masculine, feminine, plural, singular, does not matter. Okay, it will be either DE in case the word begins with a consonant, and it will be D apostrophe in case the next word begins with a vowel. Okay, so if there's any sentence, for example, c'est un garçon, this is a boy. Oh wait, I can't really take this example because there's etre in it, and this is the point that I had to discuss later. So let's not disturb this sentence as of now. Okay, let me think of another sentence. Yeah. Il fait du gâteau. Fine, il fait du gâteau. In negative, what it would be? Il ne fait pas de gâteau. Du change to the. But this change won't happen if there is être in the sentence. For example, c'est un garçon, ce n'est pas un garçon. No change in the indefinite article. Okay, so I hope pretty much all the topics have been discussed for the basic negation, right? And to be noted that next we are going to discuss negative expressions, right? So in negative expressions also this rule is going to be the same, that these will change to these two. This won't happen if there's eto in the sentence and the placement of na and then the next negative expression. Past simply means not, but there are so many things that we can talk about when we are saying something in negative. For example, nowhere or nobody. There are numerous expressions as in English as well. So the same way we have it in French as well, right? It's just that ne will come before the verb and then the negative expression after it. And for auxiliary verb tenses, it's the same, that ne, then auxiliary verb and then the expression, right? So now it's time to discuss all those expressions in brief. So basic negation has been discussed. I hope this much is sufficient for class from the perspective of class 10th exam 2022-23. Also, please keep this change in mind, because that, like, examiner can the question paper can trick students here. They can either put at the with partitive articles or indefinite articles, or they can simply test to see whether the student knows about this rule or not. Wherever the article changes to apostrophe, make sure you do that. For example, the is changing to the apostrophe, right? In case there's a vowel, then there's this na in negation, it will change to an apostrophe if the verb begins with a vowel. So make sure that you are doing the required changes. Okay, next we have negative expressions. Also, just give me a minute, let me just check whether the recording is going on nicely or not. Yep, it's perfect. Okay, negative expressions. As I said a few minutes back, 1 or 2 minutes back, that negation is basic negation. We are simply saying not. But there are so many things that we can convey for different things if we are to say something in negative. For example, no one, nobody, nowhere, right? Neither nor, not yet. There are so many ways to say. So for those we have expressions, and for those expressions we have some indicator in the affirmative counterpart. Okay, for example, if in your question you get to see quelque chose. Quelque chose means something. Something's negative, nothing, correct? Na, rien. So what's the placement? Subject plus na plus verb plus rien, and then the rest of the sentence. If rien is there, no need to write pa, because rien is taking place of pa, right? So no need to write pa. Quelque chose, something, na, rien, nothing, right? Next we can talk about quelqu'un. Quelqu'un means someone. Negative counterpart, subject plus na plus verb plus personne. Okay, na personne, no one or nobody. Then we can talk about which one? Yeah, tout le monde. Even for tout le monde, it will be na personne. Tout le monde means everyone, right? So, na personne. And tout le monde has a separate application as well. Like, for example, when the expression, this affirmative, like quelque chose or quelqu'un, tout le monde, is there in the beginning of the sentence and there's no subject, right? Then how do we do the negation? we will reverse it and we will write it together. For example, personne, and then the verb, and then the rest of the sentence. Rien, then the verb, then the rest of the sentence. Now this thing will get clear. Maybe I have not taken an example sentence in this video, but in my question answer discussing video on negation, I will be discussing this one or two questions like this as well. So there I will be telling you this thing in detail. Right, so quelqu'un, tout le monde, we have na personne. Then we can talk about toujours or quelquefois. Toujours means always, quelquefois means sometimes. Negative will be what? Never. Right, so subject plus na plus verb plus jamais. And also please keep in mind that for how we are to do negation for auxiliary verbs, the tenses with auxiliary verbs, how we are to do with futur proche, passé récent, you must keep this thing in mind, right? So yeah, ne plus verb plus jamais means never, right? After toujours, we can talk about quelque part, and we can also talk about one more expression, partout. Partout means everywhere, and quelque part means somewhere, right? Negative will be what? Nowhere. So subject plus ne plus verb plus nulle part. Nulle space part, nulle part. Okay, nowhere. Then after quelque part, we can talk about encore. Encore means yet. Okay, negative counterpart, subject plus ne plus verb plus plus. Ne plus verb plus plus means no longer. Okay, yet in the affirmative and no longer in the negative. We can talk about déjà as well. Déjà means already, right? And already's negative will be what? Not yet. It is ne plus. Now see, not yet. What's not? In basic negation, what's not? Pa, right? So ne plus verb plus pa. And what is yet? Encore. So ne plus verb plus pas encore. Interesting and easy to understand, isn't it? Ne plus verb plus pas encore. Very easy, not yet, right? And I guess we are left with discussing only one. Yeah, only one is left. I hope these much are sufficient for class 10th syllabus. But wait, there's one more left. So it's for neither nor, okay. Maybe you have two objects mentioned in the question, and then you need to reply that you want neither of them, or you like neither of them, right? So for neither nor, how do we do it? We place subject plus ne plus verb, okay, plus ni object 1 plus ni object 2. Okay, so it's na, ni, ni. These three, in fact, this ni can be one more as well, depending on the number of objects. So yeah, in this way you do it for neither nor in as a negative expression, right? Okay, quelque chose discussed. Quelqu'un, tout le monde, toujours, quelquefois, quelque part, partout, neither nor, encore, déjà. Okay, we have discussed the negative expressions as well. Now let's discuss about how you need to attempt the paper, right? I need to rub the entire thing off, maybe in 3 seconds. You can take a screenshot or something. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now, if you have seen your sample paper, you would have noticed that the question is in this form. Respond in negative, right? That is, répondez aux questions suivantes au négatif, right? So, a few important things to be kept in mind in such questions. Now, negation questions are of two types in CBSE curriculum. One in which you simply convert the affirmative sentence into a negative one. It will be simply sentences mentioned. It will be easy to make out that there are no question marks and stuff, so you need to just convert it into negative. That's one type of question. And the type of question that you have in your sample paper, it's the other type in which a question has been asked and you need to reply in negative. So first things first that you need to keep in mind that of course the answer needs to be in full sentence in your answer sheet, right? The answer will begin with no. If you are getting asked a question and you are to reply to it, then of course the answer will begin with no, right? Then whatever the subject is, verb, napa, rest of the sentence you need to put. Negative expression you need to put. If you see anything of the negative expressions, affirmative counterparts, say quelque chose, quelqu'un, partout, toujours, quelquefois, quelque part, déjà, encore, and yeah, these are the affirmative counterparts, right? So if you see these, you need to use the negative expression and pa won't come here, right? Okay, now subject change. For example, the question is with tu, then you need to reply with je. If the question is with vous, you will reply with it with je. If it is easy to make out, if you can make it out that the question is asked from a single person in a formal tone, or it could be nous as well. While reading and translating, you will get to know that whether the question is meant for a single person or multiple person. So in case of vous, usually in questions it's je, but again it can depend because vous is used for plural as well, second person plural as well, we use vous. So yeah, if it's for in that sense, then you have to use nous. So you need to translate the sentence, right? In case the question is in third person, il, elle, third person singular, third person plural, no subject change. Of course, like you are getting asked about he, she or they. So you'll be answering in he, she or they only, right? You won't be changing the subject. Now if subject is changing, then point number one, the verb's conjugation will change. Okay, verb's conjugation will change. And number two, in case there is a pronoun or adjective possessive, that will also undergo a change. For example, in the question, if there is ton, for example, tu aimes ta robe, you like your dress. Negative, you need to, okay, do you like your dress? Aimes tu ta robe? In negative, what it would be? We need to reply to it, so of course beginning with no. No, subject will change, je. Conjugation will change because the subject has been changed, j'aime. But we are doing negative, so je, n apostrophe, aime pas. Adjective possessive, subject has been changed, so adjective possessive will also change. It will become ma robe. Easy, isn't it? Right. So that's pretty much it for the concept discussion for negation in both ways, basic negation and negative expressions. My next video is going to be my 400th video, so as it's a custom that every milestone video I do something maybe discussing about future prospects and stuff, right? So I'll be doing that in my 400th video, and in video number 401 I'll be discussing questions. Okay, I'll be discussing questions on negation. Fine. The way it's there in your sample paper, that is répondez au négatif. We'll be discussing 7 to 8 questions on that. So yeah, with this we put a halt here. Say to Pujudi, that's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel Learn French with Anubhav. And if you have any doubt or suggestion, may write that in the comment section below. You may also like my Facebook page by the same name Learn French with Anubhav. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Au revoir, n'oubliez pas que la langue française est l'amour.